You and quiet doesn't go. Right. I'm very interested about you. So how is studies, guys?
That's okay.
Sorry, কাউকে বলতে শিফট করা বলতে
তো যে হাতে হাতে ভালো লাগে কাউকে পর্যন্ত জন্য দিতে ঝামেলা বন্ধ না করলেও কে
কবে
কাউকে
দুই পেপারে তো দেখছি
কবে কালকে
স্যার কেন বল করছে নাকি কিছুক্ষণ আগে আমি স্ট্যাটাস দেখলাম মানে এনএসসি এনএসসি ভিতর মানে তারপর কোন কোর্সগুলোর ভিতর পুরো বম পাইছে
I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. Why do you guys panic for nothing?
বাট তাই কি So 10 তারিখ আমাদের অ্যাসেসমেন্ট দেবে
Yeah, we're meeting with them tomorrow. Yes, Sangeeta.
So I have a printout.
Yes, you have done
What is it?
conjoined Ria.
What happened in the end? What's the case about?
Sir,
এবং স্যার যদি তো তাদের অ্যাবডোমিনাল জায়গাটা রাখছি স্যার ইভেন্টুয়ালি স্যার একটা অপারেশন কি হাসপাতালে কি হচ্ছে ক্যান্সার কাছে অপারেশন করবে কি তারা আর কনসেন্ট দেয়নি ইভেন্টুয়ালি তো
Which religion? I did not see your last 2 days.
একটা ক্লাস ছিল আচ্ছা দুইটা ছিল
কি হয়েছে?
স্যার একটা তো অনলাইন ছিল আর আরেকটা স্যার
মিস ক্লাস
যদি এক্সাম্পল আসবে আমি আছে যার জন্য সবাই মিলে
What was your exam?
sir.
No, today's
offer acceptance the contract level.
Did you read this article? What was easier? It was easier to read the article than looking at the case because the article is small. Okay. Yeah. Now, what's the case about? Read. Yeah. Start calling.
Conjoint twins মানে যখন একটা কেসে conjoint twins জমাছে abnormal লাগানো তো প্যারেন্টস যখন কনসেন্ট চাইছিল ওদেরকে ছুটানোর জন্য ওরা যখন আবশ্যক তখন এই কেসটা রিলেটেড কাজ প্যারেন্টস না বলছিল বিকজ একজন মারা যাওয়ার সম্ভাবনা ছিল তো মানে কেসটা বেসিক্যালি দাঁড়াইছে কন্ট্রাডিক্টরি পয়েন্টে যে উইদার মানে কাজ ওটাও একটা লাইফ যেটা আপনি কেটে মানে যেটাকে তুমি সরাই বলার পর মরে যাবে ওটাও একটা লাইফ তো ওটাকে কি মানে বাঁচতে যাওয়া বা মেরে ফেলা রাইট আমাদের কি একটা পয়েন্ট এটা ছিল সরি স্যার আমি কি রং আরেকটা পয়েন্টে ছিল যে যদি ওকে বাঁচতে দেওয়া হয় যেটা মেইন নরমাল লাইফ লিড করার টুইনটা ছিল ওর লাইফ এটা হ্যাম্পার হতে পারে তখন একজনের জন্য আরেকজনের লাইফকে আমাদের হ্যাম্পার করা উচিত এই জায়গাটা মানে কন্ট্রাডিক্ট করতেছিল এই ব্যাপারটা বুঝছি
Can everybody see it? Yes. Okay, can I request you to read these DEF? Just read this, everyone. And I want you to take note and tell me what are the key points here. Just from D to DEF, I want you to read DEF, that part, and tell me what are the key points here. ওইটা একটু অফ করে রাখি হ্যাঁ you are required to read and take notes at the same time. Copy that way. You can take, I want you to take notes from here, just from this paragraph. From J to application. It's up to you. I want to see what you judge as important here. Apply yourself.
Sir, I had a question.
Yeah.
Paragraph detail last of the lecture, the hospital therefore applied to the court for a declaration that the proposed operation is lawful. I didn't get the part J applied to the court.
Well, you see, if they do the operation, then one of them will die.
I know that, but
Okay.
applied on
They have to seek the permission from the court. If there is no permission from the court, then it will be an unlawful killing.
Sir, seeking permission is the correct language.
But yeah, so they applied for it.
So, second, last 92,
What
the
is it?
supposition was therefore analogous to the court authorizing the withholding of food and hydration. এই লাইনটা মধ্যে কি বলেছে?
মানে একজনকে মেরে ফেললে একজনকে যদি খেয়াল করে দেন বলছে কি that the operation would therefore be in the interest of both children, that it was not to be regarded as a positive act but as the withdrawal of M's blood supply, that the position was therefore analogous to the court authorizing the withholding of food and hydration. খেয়াল করে দেখেন অপারেশনটা যদি হয় তাহলে কি হবে একজনের জন্য ব্লাড সাপ্লাই বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে, সে মারা যাবে, তাই না? ব্লাড সাপ্লাই মারা বন্ধ করে দেওয়া মানে কি তাকে আসলে খাবার আর অক্সিজেন বন্ধ করে দিতে থাকে all the same.
Sir, the judge concluded my actually case held here.
Yes. So those who are online, I have asked the class to read from J to this and do a summary of what you understand, highlight of what you understand from here. I hope you understand what was the instruction. So please do take your notes. Sorry. Okay, are you done writing? I don't see much writing there. What's done? Go on, write down. দেখে দেখে যদি লিখতে না পারেন তাহলে তো বিপদ।
Therefore, analogous to the code technically translated.
Analogous means, what does analogous mean? Similar to. Analogy বলেন, analogy থেকে analogous, so similar to. বলেন ঘটনা কি করেছেন সবাই? Did you understand the fact? Are you confident? If I ask you to come and describe it in front of the class, can you explain what actually happened?
Yes.
Everyone? I'm looking at you. Yes, you are not. Nadia? Not confident? Why not?
Sir, class attending video.
But can you not see it? You can't see it? What do you mean?
Class attending.
Oh, chocolate nahi.
সামনে হয়েছে
Oh dear.
শাহরুখকে
Always? Pantho. Bolen. What happened here?
J and M twin, so
What kind of twin?
the
Conjoint twin. What does that mean, Faisal? Conjoint twin means they are born together. So it's a very abnormal birth. Yeah. So and you see, if they are conjoint twins, what happens? So are they sharing? Are they having separate existence or having this?
in this case একটা
Same.
So one heart was pumping blood for both. That's such a difficult situation. So when both of them were growing up, what was happening? What was getting the pressure? The pressure was on the heart.
post
Yeah, pressure was on the heart because the heart was instead of pumping the blood for one, doing it for both. So it was having an extra effort, right? Yes, extra effort, double effort. Yeah. So what actually happened? What do we need to do then? We need, in order to save one, we need to separate the other one. Now, if you separate the other one, that one would die, but the other one will survive. Are we clear? Now, there comes a dilemma. What kind of dilemma? What is it involves? Yeah, go on.
So if you like look at it from the point of biology, there is actually one person, like not two people.
You're right. Because you've got two heads.
Still, sir, you have to act the heart.
No. Because doing, if you see body parts are two body parts. So
Both of
you see, think about it. The heart was, if you think about it from the point of view of physics, if the heart was there to supply blood for, if it was capable of supplying blood to 25 square feet, it was actually supplying blood for 50 square feet. So it could initially, but as the mass area is growing, increasing, it means it was having pressure. So what do we need to do? We need to take off the extra area, which is the other one. Are we clear? That's the situation. Now, what was the legal point here? What are the legal points here? Now, first is what happened? Who applied to the court? Why did the hospital have to apply to the court? Because the parents did not agree. Parents were thinking that with the kind of medical science and everything, they could save bones. Or it was not done, they were not doing enough. What?
So it's এখন situation হয়েছে যে institute I forgot that name হচ্ছে ইচ্ছা করে মারতে চায়
Euthanasia.
Euthanasia.
This is not euthanasia. This is not euthanasia actually. You see, the hospital therefore applied to the court for a declaration that the proposed operation would be lawful and in the interests of both twins. The judge concluded that the operation would enable J to lead a relatively normal life, that the remaining months of M's life would not only be worth nothing to her but also hurtful, that to prolong her life for those few months would be seriously to her disadvantage, that the operation would therefore be in the interest of both children, that was not to be regarded as a positive act. Now, what was happening? If, say, think about it, if there was no operation, if we leave these conjoined twins to live their life as they were born, what will happen? Both of them will die. They will survive another, say, 3 months, if we think that they will survive another 3 months. And will those 3 months be happy 3 months? Not really. They will be painful 3 months. It will not only be painful for the twins, but also for their parents to watch. So, if we let them, one of them to die, at least the other will have a normal life. It was a difficult call for the parents, and it also involves just law or issues of morality as well. Issues of morality as well. That is where re-aid is so important. We are looking at, if you look at the top of it, it says Human Rights Act 1998, Schedule 1, Article 2. Article 2 of European Convention on Human Rights deals with right to life. Everyone has the right to have normal life. The state cannot take a citizen's life without lawful excuse. Okay? Which means that there can be a claim. If we let J to live, we are letting M to die. Are we violating rights of M under Article 2 of ECHR? Now, if we uphold her right to live under Article 2, that may mean also we are undermining J's right to life under Article 2. Because letting them live like that would mean we are undermining J's life. You see the conflicting issues. It's a very gray area. It's a very gray area. You have to. You say, what can we do? It brings the issues. It can bring issues of religion, moral values, social moral values, lot of things. Okay. What would you do if it is your call? What would you do if it is your call? If you are the judge to decide, what would you do? What would be your reason to go for the operation?
It's better to lose one baby instead of seven.
You see, there is a utilitarian theory here. Social good theory. By which are we better off? Are we better off keeping them both for 3 months, or are we better off letting one go and keeping the one for longer time?
So is it a bit like economics, getting the maximum satisfaction out of it?
Well, that can be crudely, yes. Utilitarian theory by Adam Smith, yes. Right? Are we clear? Read what is it saying. Okay, good morning. This is the decision.
Sir, I had a question.
What?
Sir, আমরা কি এক্সামের সময় বা একটা মকের সময় কি আমরা ইংলিশ লিগাল সিস্টেমের বাইরের কোনো লিগাল সিস্টেমের কেস রেফার করতে পারবো?
If it is relevant, yes.
যেমন ওই যে কয়েকটা মাসের মধ্যে আমাদের ডেইলিতে দিয়েছে আমেরিকান এক্সাম।
You can those are relevant, yes. There can be, if there is a decision where if there is an area of English law where there is a gap, you can always bring example from other
Sir,
jurisdictions.
এরকম অনেকগুলো কেস আছে।
Yes, there are reference from cases, yes, you can.
Sir, appendix type for operations করার আগেও কি আমাদের consent form sign করতে হবে?
Yes. Why is the consent important?
এই যে এখানে যে সারে যে unlawful
Yes. Otherwise, it can be bodily harmful. That's all. What is that? Done reading?
Sir, এই case যদি some kind of duration হতো, what do you think?
Well, the case, no, you see, look at, this is not a trial as such. There was no, you see, it was an application made to the High Court.
Just judge something like that?
Yes. You see, it was an application made to the High Court. If you look at it, it was an application made to the High Court seeking permission to continue the operation.
একটা জজের appeal করতে
Yes. Then who appealed? The case went to which court? Which court's judge? Lord Justice. Which court's judge? High Court, Supreme Court, Court of Appeal. Yes, Lord Justice, Court of Appeal. So there was an appeal to the Court of Appeal. Parents appealed against the High Court's decision, and there was a decision given by. And what kind of decision is it? Is it a unanimous decision, or is it there was a majority decision? What do you mean by unanimous decision or majority decision?
Unanimous decision.
No. If there are 3 judges, what is unanimous decision? What is the meaning of unanimous? If there are 3 judges, what would be the meaning? What would be the meaning of unanimous judgment? United. Yes. All 3 of them agree is called unanimous judgment. So it's a 3-0, right? And what would be a majority judgment? There's a 2-1. If there are 3, then 2-1 is the majority judgment. So what do we call the 2 and what we call the 1? Towards the majority, and 1? 1 is, remember the article, the Kirby article about dissenting judgment? So that 1 is the dissenting judgment. What does that mean, dissenting? Difference in opinion, disagreement. Okay, that means one judge is disagreeing with the other two. Are we clear? So when we are saying, it says that the question could only be answered by concluding, and when it says Robert Walker LJ disagreeing, that means Robert Walker LJ, did he agree or he dissented? He dissented, he disagreed. Am I clear? So my dear law student, you have to understand, when you just see this, if I give you just this sentence and ask you, tell me what kind of judgment was it? Was it a unanimous judgment or was it a majority judgment? The majority. Was there a dissenting judgment? Yes, the answer is yes. Are we clear? You need to be able to pick up these simple things, very basic things. Okay, and this is why it is so important for you to read the judgment. Are we clear? Accordingly, although the judge had plainly been correct to conclude that the operation was in J's best interest, his approach was flawed, and his assessment of M's best interest fell with it. Looking at her position in isolation and therefore ignoring the benefit of J, the court should not sanction the operation. Nevertheless, the appeal would be dismissed for the following reasons. Appeal ki korechilo? Who did the appeal? Parents appeal. So parents were the appellant and hospital was the respondent. Okay. Think about it. কি বলছে পড়েন একদম প্রথম থেকে পর্যন্ত পড়েন কি বলছে look at one point. The High Court, when the application was given to the High Court said, well, yes, we should do the operation. Okay, when High Court said that we should do the operation, we are allowing you to do the operation, the High Court had to give reasons. And the main reason of the High Court was saying that we are doing it for the best interest of M. Not only the best interest of J, but also for the best interest of M. Okay. The Court of Appeal agreed with High Court and disagreed with the High Court. How can that happen? The Court of Appeal agreed that yes, we should go ahead with the operation. So on that point, they are agreeing with the High Court. But the Court of Appeal also disagreed on the grounds of the operation. Court of Appeal is saying we are also allowing the operation to go ahead, but not on the reasons that was given by the High Court. We think the operation should go ahead on this set of reasons. So the decision can be same, but the reasons for the decision can be different. Are we clear? And this is why you need to read the judgment. Okay, think about it. If you are a lawyer, I have come to you after losing my case in the High Court. I want to appeal to the Court of Appeal. Can you just go and launch the appeal, or you have to read the decision of the High Court? You need to read the judgment of the High Court. For what? To find out the reasons. Yes, but you have to know the reasons to launch your appeal.
So 1 to 11 reasons.
Okay, so you have to understand that the High Court, you see, High Court gave the judgment for whom? To go ahead with the operation and gave its reasons. Court of Appeal is saying we want the operation to go ahead, but not on the grounds that is given by the High Court. You see, outcome is the same, but the reasons are different. Are we clear? It's not reversing. Outcome is same. It's just the reasons are different. So I am affirming your decision, but I am affirming a decision not on the grounds you gave, but on my separate set of grounds.
The decision the same.
The decision outcome is same. Are we clear? Another point. You see, if there can be a judgment where 3 of the judges agree, no one disagrees, but 3 of them, all 3 of them may agree on different points, on different reasons. He would say, I allow the appeal. I am saying, I am allowing the appeal. She is saying, she is allowing the appeal. So all of we are allowing the appeal, right? He may have one set of reason for allowing. I may have one set of reason. She may have another set of reason. That can happen. She gave the dissenting judgment. We two agreed. But he has got his set of reasons. I have got my set of reasons. That can happen. Are we clear? And this is the reason why you need to read the case, read the judgment clearly. Okay, otherwise, in exam you will not be able to answer questions. পরীক্ষা হলে আপনাদের যে কোশ্চেন থাকবে সেই কোশ্চেনে এমন কোশ্চেন দিয়ে দিবে you have questions যেখানে জাজমেন্ট দিয়ে দিচ্ছে আপনাকে কোশ্চেন করে বলবে যে ওকে ফাইন এই কেসে তোমাদেরকে these two judges are agreeing. These two judges are allowing the appeal. But what are the reasons for allowing them? আপনি বললে দেখবেন একজন একজনের রিজন থেকে আরেকজন আরেকজন রিজন। If you haven't read it, you will be okay. Okay? I'm thinking of it. Let's change the plan for my exam on Sunday. আমি একটু আপনাদের কাজ সোজা করে দিই। ঠিক আছে? You will read only 2 cases, Bolton and Statement and Bolton versus Stone, right? Bolton versus Stone. I will put questions just on these 2 cases. We do take forever to get it. You take a forever for period. Because let's do it this way. You will just read these 2 cases. Because statement and what versus so. Our question short থাকবে এদিকে। আপনাদের কাছে এই দিতে পারবো। Okay? Dissenting judgment, no, dissenting judgment. Second judgment is only manual judgment. Because are we clear? Sure. Shabbai? Contract is not my area. Contract is not my area. Not my jurisdiction. Not the contract. We haven't decided yet on the tomorrow's class. Let's wait for notice. All right. So don't panic. We can't die before we are actually there.
Tomorrow of the
Yeah. We can't die before we are dead. We die when we are dead. We die. Let's put it.
কালকে কি হবে?
I'm not spending my time on that. Sorry. Are we clear? Everybody got that? What can be there in the judgment? Okay. Let's read something quickly. See that? Okay, can I read these? The first two paragraphs?
Street light. Is it the right?
Which one?
Second line.
Sway means no. A movement towards something. Yes. You think about a pendulum. It's swaying. It's like that. What is a normative approach? And what is a positive approach?
Positive or normative?
Look at it, what he's saying. Natural lawyers will sway towards the normative approach. Law is what it ought to be. And natural lawyer and positivists are saying law is what law is. What do you mean by that? Two things, Likhan. One is law is what law is. And another point is law is what law should be. And another one is law is what it ought to be. Law is what it ought to be. Which one has the question of morality? First one or second one? What is second one saying?
Law is what is ought to be.
Law is what is ought to be. That means what are you doing? You are attaching a moral question with law. Okay. Now, if the parliament makes a law, think about it. If the parliament makes a law that let's arrest all men with curly hair studying English law. Okay. Or let's kill all blue-eyed babies. That's a law. Right? Now, look at it from the point of view of the morality. From the point of view of morality, is it a good law or is it a bad law? It's a bad law, isn't it? If you look at it from the point of view of the morality. Which means, are you looking at from the normative point of view or looking at it from the positivist point of view? You are then doing the value judgment, isn't it? On the other hand, if we look at it, law is what law is. That means, are we questioning the validity or are we just looking at was the law passed properly? If the law has been passed properly by the parliament, then we are saying, look, we are not questioning it. Let's take it. It means let's take it as the law comes. Okay, we are subordinate to whom? We are subordinate to the law. Okay, if living in a state means that we are ruled by law. Okay, think about the proposition, think about rule of law. That we are governed by a government when we are ruled by a law, ruled by nothing but law. Then what should we do? Should we question the law with morality, or should we accept the law as the law comes?
Question the law with morality.
Can you question every law with morality?
Not every law. Some law which seems immoral.
How do you decide that? Who gives you the moral authority to decide that?
We give. Sir, can I?
If we the electorate elect the parliament, that means we have given the authority to make any law it wishes, right?
No, sir.
But that is what the election is. That is what the political mandate is. Everywhere. Now, what if that parliament makes a law which is discriminatory? Can we question that law?
Yes.
If we can question that law, then we are looking at law is what it ought to be. If we don't question it, then we take the law as the law is. We just accept the authority and follow it. Are we clear? What is a normative approach and what is a positivist approach? The normative approach is we screen it, we scan every piece of legislation, we scan everything with a scanner called morality, moral values.
That's normative.
That is normative approach. And if we do not want to scan it, we just accept it the way it comes, then we are not looking at the normative one, we are looking at the positivist one. The positivist school is saying we accept the law as the law is. What is the advantage of it? What is the advantage of the what would be the, you see, what would be the reason for the positivist thinking? The very good reason of the positivist thinking is that if we continue to challenge all laws, then there will be no authority. Authority will be challenged. The society will be anarchic society. Because if we don't like it, we will try to challenge it. Then the authority will be softened. Okay, but if we go by the naturalist one, where we are trying to judge the law as the law ought to be. Okay, we are giving morality a priority, isn't it? Then we are trying to say that law should be influenced by moral values. Whose moral values? Individuals' moral values or social moral values? Social moral values. Okay, so you see, there are and the question of morality is so dominant in the facts of this RE-A, isn't it? Right? We just discussed the facts of RE-A, and we can see that the moral dilemma that we have here, the ethical dilemma that we have here in this case. Okay? Now, they gave the background of the case. This is the back. Sorry?
Sir, interpretation of the preparation.
I'm not just talking about the naturalist school. I'm not talking about just the judgment, the judges. Think about an individual. As an individual, what you should do. Should you accept the law as the law comes, or should you challenge it? There is no hard and fast rule. It depends on the case, on the law itself. So let me explain you something. Do you know what? Have you come across this word, this phrase called draconian code? No, not Dracula. Draconian code. Okay, this is your job. Find out what is draconian code. D-R-A. Yeah, you can find out now if you can. D-R-A-C-O-N-I-A-N. Draconian code.
DRACONIAN. একটা জিনিস নোটিস করলাম, যত টেকনোলজি এভরিথিং ইজি হচ্ছে তত মানুষ লেজি হচ্ছে। আপনারা এত হার্ড ওয়ার্কিং করতে না যে আপনাদের ইয়াং বয়সে যদি আপনারা এত ইজিলি সবকিছু পেতেন, এক্সারসাইজ জিনিসটা আমার একটা মাথায় জিনিসটা আসছে। কেন বলতেছি আমি বলতেছি বিকজ যখন কষ্ট করে বের করতে হয় না তখন মানে
British.
tradition আছে it is a Draco.
What is Athenian law code? That is something. Yes, yes, very good. Greek law. Yes.
Recently, talked about high school Athens.
Yes. Well, it was a city-state. Greece was divided in different cities. So one was Athens was one, Sparta was one. So there were separate.
like high ranking cases for
Yes, indeed, yeah.
so it was kind of a security.
So what did he say? Look at this. The draconian laws were most noteworthy for their harshness. They were said to be written in blood rather than ink. Death was prescribed for almost all criminal offenses. So,
Saul was an archer. Sir, magistrate के archer बोला है.
আমাদের দেশে স্যার মনে এখন ড্রাকোনিয়ান ল
let's not talk about that.
Sir was not never Bangladesh example दी थी ना.
Now, think about it. If a country has draconian code, so this became synonymous to harsh laws. Draconian codes. Now, so from history, whenever anybody refers something to be as draconian code, it means what kind of law? Soft law or harsh law?
Harsh law.
It's a harsh law. It means we are talking about law which is not benefiting people but exploiting the people or actually oppressing the people. It's like that. Okay. Now, what should you do if a country makes draconian laws which are like draconian codes? Do we accept it or do we challenge it with morality and all these things? Now, again, there are very different types of views. If we always challenge everything, then that means that lack of authority. Okay. On the other hand, if we don't do it, if we accept everything, then there can be subversion of people's authority as well. Okay, think about Hitler. Hitler came to power through democratic process. He was an elected chancellor of Germany, and he eventually became the president. And the laws that he made were they reflecting the democratic Germany?
Yes.
That was no, they were not. And he ultimately led to the destruction, almost huge destruction of the German nation.
Almost all. ও তো অনেক স্ট্রং ছিল বলছে না না লাইক ওটা অনেকগুলো স্টুপিড ছিল তখন আর্গুমেন্ট দেখছে I literally saw this show ওখানে বলে কি হিটলার নাকি এক্সট্রাটেরিস্টদের সাথে কানেকশন ছিল বুঝছেন মানে এত স্টুপিড এবং ওখান থেকে মানে অনেকগুলো ওয়েপন্স পাইছে তো লেজার গান অনেকগুলো ওয়েপন্স বানাচ্ছিল অলমোস্ট কমপ্লিট হয়
You see, if you are looking at a case, this article, let's look at this article. You can see that what are the cases that was referred. So, if you look at the
article states,
you can see this list of cases, huge list. All these cases were referred in this case. Cases also cited or referred to in the skeleton arguments are there. Then we have the appeal. And what was the appeal about? What were the appeal? What did the appellant argue? Okay, what is the respondent argue?
We regularly academically whatever there is a stipend to record all the
Yes, there is something called law reporting as well.
per day average আপনার মনে হয় কয়টা মানে কেস হয়
Correct.
সবগুলো কি রেকর্ড করে
Yes. So they have all the arguments there. Now, REA, I understand that REA is a huge case. Okay, it's a case of 112,
Sir, mostly
110 pages. So for you, the easiest thing would be to read the article to have an understanding. Article is shorter. It's just 12 pages. So read the article. It gives you the arguments and everything there. It's not even 12 pages. It's like 10 pages. Other 2 pages are the references. Okay. So read the article. So I have cut down your syllabus for the exam. Okay. You don't need to do re-A for this coming test. For the coming test, you are doing two cases. Okay. Safe harbor PLC and Waterford Stone. Okay, and I'll put questions there. Well, the maximum marks will be 5. It can be 1 marks question, 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 marks, things like that. Are we clear? Okay. So, and we'll do re-A afterwards. Okay. Thank you everyone, those who are online and those who are offline. And I end the class here.